Morning to you again.
And I think you've got Nicola Young there as well. Hello, Nicola. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you. Good to talk with you.
Nicola, I'm just trying to get your pedigree or background. Were you a relative of Rosemary Young?
I'm one of her baby sisters.
And she was Trevor. No, it wasn't Ben Young's. It was there was another Young who was a member of Parliament.
Bill Young, who won Miramar from the Labour Party for the first time in 1966 and held it until 1980-something.
Oh, really? Oh, till 1984?
Yeah.
When the Labour landslide came through. Oh, okay. So you are the daughters of. Okay. All right. So you're well and truly ensconced in the National Party then. Are you still a member of the party now?
I am.
Okay. Why are they polling so badly?
I'm an independent councillor.
Okay, I accept that. Why are they polling so badly? We're going to be talking about that later on. Have you got a very quick sort of 30-second insight for us?
Into what?
Into why the National Party is polling so badly?
Oh, no, I don't have any insights into that because I'm a member of the National Party, but I have no connection with them over politics, and I just see what I read in the paper.
Okay, all right. Okay.
But I do think they're trying to clear up a mess, and you kind of have this darkness before the dawn. I do think that.
Darkness before the dawn. Okay, fair enough. Listen, both of you, I've just read out in the introduction to this that Wellington City's Golden Mile upgrade is going to go ahead. It's been announced by Radio New Zealand, who I think have got access to council agenda papers that haven't been widely, or they must have been widely circulated, otherwise they wouldn't have had access. Is there any surprise in that to either of you?
No, we had a confidential briefing this morning at 9:30, a session where we got a bit of a heads up. Can't go into any particular details, but...
Well, what's confidential about it? It's already in the Radio New Zealand, can I ask?
Well, we were just asked not to leak it because of the belief that we leak everything.
No, I'm going to put some pressure back here on you. It's already been published this morning. It's sitting all over Radio New Zealand. Wellington's Golden Mile upgrade to begin in April. It's not confidential. How would you get a confidential briefing and not be able to talk about it?
So I think what's confidential is the detail of the design.
Oh, God, really? And you guys adhere to that?
We are like mushrooms. We are kept in the dark.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to try and resell the whole thing again. We have checked. I mean, the overall design has not changed significantly. There's no news there. They've got a nice fly past, a zoom through what it's going to be like with trees and everything like that.
Doesn't show any homeless people, so that's obviously going to be solved by the Golden Mile.
Good riposte, Rosemary. Listen, but the thing that strikes me is, having spent a little bit of time in local government myself, I think was a confidential briefing designed to shut you up. So by saying that it's confidential, you can't talk about it when it's already been made public, or at least the gist of it has.
Yes, possibly. I don't know. Officers, it's very hard to know what you do when you've got such an unpopular project, and the city doesn't want this project, but the mayor wants it, and in the end, the officers are working for the mayor, not the city. It seems so.
Well, and they're certainly not working for the councillors.
No, okay, but I'm assuming that a majority of the councillors back this, yeah?
The majority that were elected do back it, but look, there's also some of them who back the Golden Mile want some changes, and that's not happening. So, we're getting what was decided by Let's Get Wellington Moving all those years ago. We're getting it exactly as they envisioned it, even though the whole city and the economy and everything has changed.
And one of the most ludicrous things is the removal of the bus stop outside the St James Theatre, which is where people go in the winter when it is not sunny, when we have southerlies and rain, where they go to performances of the opera, of the ballet, of concerts, and they will have to walk to Courtney Place or down to past what was James Smith's to get a bus home, and yet we're trying to tell people to take public transport, and what they'll do instead is they'll take Ubers.
And right across the road from St James, of course, is the new Reading Cinema that has just been sold. We talked about it last week, I think. And so they're going to redo the new Reading Cinema, and by the time it's ready, they'll have removed the bus stop outside, which again, this is a sort of
It's Orwellian.
out of touch sort of stuff that happens.
Just
in
take me
council.
through
Which
this.
is why-
I'm sorry. You're trying to create a golden mile that takes you from Lambton Quay. So I'm presuming that that's from, what is it, just by Parliament, because Lambton Quay starts there. And it's going to take you all the way through to Courtney Place, which is a huge expanse. What would that be? A couple of kilometres? 3?
1.8, I think.
Yeah, 2 kilometres. Okay. And it's going to be, no cars are meant to be going in there. So when you just talked about getting an Uber, you wouldn't, Uber's going to be allowed into the area because it says that cars are going to be banned.
You'll have to cross the road and go into one of the side streets. But just on this Golden Mile thing, they're only doing the section down as far as Taranaki Street. So it's about a quarter of the Golden Mile that they're doing. It is hugely expensive. It is crazy.
Where are they starting from? Are they starting from Courtney Place and what is it, the St James Theatre, and then moving up the road, at that road, right?
From the Embassy Theatre down past the St James to Taranaki Street.
So where all the winos and homeless people and psychiatric cases go?
I might have to send them down to you.
No. See, they gravitate to other people that it's like to like. Can I just say they don't flock down to Central Otago?
No, they come to Wellington because we're perceived to be a very kind and generous city.
Well,
But
that's why you leave them on the
interestingly,
side of the road and they piss everywhere, and you can't. They then panhandle you for money. Is that right? That doesn't seem very kind to me.
Well, so we do see more on the days the cruise ships are in, so they're clearly totally plugged into shipping movement.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, entrepreneurs, some of them, obviously.
All right. Now, the other thing, of course, and this is what will get people moving, is there are a lot of businesses down there that rely upon passenger traffic to deliver them, basically their commercial income. Are they going to be compensated for these works, and how long are they expected to last for?
We've had they've had lots and lots of discussions with the businesses, but there's certainly no funding available for businesses to get them through the construction period or to compensate them for loss of customers. That's going to happen when the whole thing is done and no one can get to their restaurant. I mean, there are so many restaurants, so many good restaurants and bars along there that another thing I noticed in the fly-through is there's lots and lots of people, but I don't know how they get there because they're removing a lot of car parks, including in the side streets. I mean, they're blocking off all the side streets except for Tory Street between Kent and Cabbage Terrace and Taranaki Street, and putting in a cycleway instead.
Yeah. So how long is this meant to last for, can I ask both of you? So I see according to this, okay, so the mile, it's going to begin in April. We know this from the Radio New Zealand reports. When is this quarter start? So I presume it is still 3/4 of this particular project to go. When is it going to finish?
It's going to be interesting because we don't know is the answer, because we have elections in October and by then it will only be partly done, and if, as we hope, there is a major change of direction in the council, it could be that it's stopped. But the other thing about it is they're doing Courtney Place at the same time as a whole new rising main is being put into Wakefield Street, which is the parallel major street. So the traffic is going to be horrendous, and I live in Mount Victoria. I walk through that Courtney Place once or twice a day most days. And the traffic is going to be horrendous, and people are going to be very grumpy, which could be good for some people who are saying to the elections who want to stop it.
Okay. This is Mayor Toria Whanau, who's rejoined, I see, the Green Party and deliberately sought their particular backing for this coming election campaign. This is the centrepiece of her policy to keep on this. You're a very green place, Wellington. Will this, I mean, and I can't imagine that too many of those Courtney Place owners voted for her in the first place anyhow. So is she really actually going to lose any votes of this, or is this what you're suggesting, Rosemary, the inconvenience of it will strike people at about the same time that the papers...
You've got the wrong sister.
Sorry,
I'm the tall, gorgeous, younger one.
Yeah, sorry, my apologies. Yes, you're right. Younger sister.
one of the things they've done a poll. One of the groups did an independent that wants a better Wellington, called Better Wellington. They did a poll, an independent poll of 1,000 Wellingtonians, and that poll came through. It asked specifically about the Golden Mile, and only 20% of those polled support it, and so it doesn't have